it with humility. And when you have humility, you have no problem in managing any crisis. You know, when hurricanes come, big trees get uprooted, but then nothing happened to shrubs. Shrubs remain very safe. So, at this moment of crisis, we realize that not everything is in our hand. And so we have to depend on some higher energy, higher power. That faith that can take us a long way. Yeah.
Sure. Now, can I hand over to my colleague Vandana to ask the next question?
Yes.
Vandana?
Yes, go
Hi,
ahead.
good evening, Gurudev.
Yes.
The world that we're in at the moment has gone from feudalism to capitalism. And we've been taught for years that economic profit is the most important thing. But that profit doesn't account for damage to the environment or to society, and things like child labor. And it's led to a great inequality. So what should the true meaning of profit be to business to encourage a greater responsibility to the world and to ourselves?
What is needed is humanism. Capitalism, feudalism, communism, whatever ism it is, it won't survive and it will remain a failure if humanism is not included. If we do business with the human heart, I think that will satisfy people of all sections and there won't be such a big disparity. And many businesses have shown that, they have made the workers partners in their business. They've made them stakeholders. And most businesses which are in the very sustainable state has this component in them. They have included the workers as part of their whole system, management system. They always took them into confidence and moved. I think this is something that is needed. Taking people into confidence, caring for them, and touch in workplace. That can transform the whole working atmosphere. It can bring a better teamwork. It can bring more commitment for the people to work with them. We have this program called TLEX, which we teach for the corporates. And the synergy, the most needed synergy is brought in through this program, which includes a little bit of meditation, few minutes of breathing, and more mindful attention of what is happening within oneself. Then the communication is better, then creativity is enhanced, and a sense of cooperation with other colleagues starts happening. Most suffering, most of the delays in projects happen due to lack of proper communication and coordination. I think you all will agree with me on this. If there is better coordination among the workers, things can get done much faster than you can even ever imagine. Yeah.
Great. So what you're saying is we need to really look after our people. That's the number one thing, and be in communication with them, mindfulness, and concentrating on building those relationships. That's what will take us forward.
Yes. Meditation would be a means there to help business grow much better. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Mahavir.
Yeah, sorry. Can I request Kali to come in with the next question, please? Kali Gurudev is from Hyderabad, is also a fellow board of trustee on the TAG board.
Yeah. Thank you, Mahavir. Gurudev, namaste. My question is for the last
you are not very audible.
3 months almost. We have no gatherings.
You are not very audible. Can you say it again?
Gurudev, last 3 months,
Yeah,
there have been no gatherings, no meetings of people in groups. And we don't know how long it is going to continue. As human beings, beyond our survival, don't we live for a society? In this new paradigm, what kind of emotional bonding can I have with the people I don't meet them physically? Will my connect with the people come down over a period of time? Will it affect my drive to contribute to society? Like if I have to do something for the society, what kind of drive, what kind of motivation I will have for the people who I don't meet them physically at all. 3 months I have not met them. Next, maybe I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 years we can't have any social gatherings, we can't have any meetings. I don't build any emotional connect with these people there. So in that scenario, that will I lose for a period of time my motivation to work for the society?
so your question is, I mean, your question is not audible. क्या हो गया भाई?
Sorry, I think I'm not able to hear the voice.
हाँ, can you repeat your question, please?
Okay, so my question is that the last few months I have not been able to really meet any of my friends, my colleagues, my larger family, my community, even my religious groups. So I don't know how long it is going to continue. If this is the kind of a situation going to happen, then as human beings, other than our own survival, we look for the society. And over a period of time, what kind of emotional bonding I can have with the people I don't meet them physically. Most of them, like, they're all my Facebook friends. I don't have any emotional bonding with them. So in the larger context over a period of time, will I lose my drive to contribute to society? Will I feel for them?
हाँ, yes, the world we have, in the entire world, we see that we have all been locked in, and so we are not able to meet people. But you know something? You can still be in touch with them. Their communication, social media, and other
Sorry.
ways, we still communicate with people. We may not be seeing people face to face. Social distancing does not mean social disconnect. We can still be connected. Fortunately, today we live in an era of technology, and technology has made it possible for us to communicate with everybody. See, I have been communicating with people around the world, 156 countries. Every day I've been on conference call, I'm meeting to them, talking to them. You know, there is a big issue of mental health that is going to dawn post COVID-19. So there is a lot of fear in people about going to crowd, to work, going to hospital, going to restaurant. Anywhere you go, there is that fear. Even if we find the vaccine for it, for the fear to go away, it will take some more time, I feel. So in these situations, which is extraordinary, we must know that our society is so resilient, we will get adjusted, we will adjust ourselves, we will rise above it. But we can keep communicating to people. Nothing stops us from communication. Though if you don't meet people personally, but we can do through video conferencing, so with social distancing. Once the lockdown is over, we can even start meeting them. And definitely that fear in the minds of people will have to be alienated. That will take a little time. I think a year or two, people will forget all that and will move on. Yeah, if I understood your question correctly, we will have to uh, keep making our efforts in our way of, see, one is you feel for the people, yes, and how do you express it to them in action? You have a varied choices for it. You can express it in so many ways. In so many ways, we can team up, we can see, it can be part. This is nothing short of a world war, I tell you. During wartime, we just sit and don't worry. In fact, we find ways and plunge into action. I think that is what we all need to do at this time. We see what best we can contribute to society, how best we can inspire. We have so many schools in the country here. We have about nearly 800 schools. And in all the schools, we started already e-learning. So we don't want kids to waste their time. The schools will open maybe in August, maybe in September, but half year would be wasted. So immediately last month itself we launched, okay, we are going to teach classes through internet. And just 2% of them could not avail this opportunity, but they live in a very remote area where there is no internet. But rest of the children, they could get onto it. So we can find some ways, I think, to keep our folks together. Yeah.
Thank you, Gurudev. The next question, can I request Puneet to ask the next question, please? Please unmute.
Namaskar, Gurudev. So I was making notes when you talked about World War, and I think this is a very stark word, but I think it reflects the anguish that we are going through. And you talked about communication being a great strength. You talked about mental health, and you talked about how to feel for the people. And I know Mahavir asked this question earlier on: what should entrepreneurs do? My question, Gurudev, is that what should the what those people want to do, should do? So, those who are fighting everyday life, what should they do? Particularly, what should their moral compass be? So, in order to go past this world war or past this post-COVID environment.
The most affected are the daily wage workers, as you all know. And they need assurance both from the civil society and the government. Government is doing their bit, but there is always some red tapeism when the government works. It takes its own sweet time for things to reach out people. But when civil society plunges into action, we will be able to reinstill faith. And that's what we did. We have done through IAHV, International Association of Human Values. We immediately started giving ration to people, 1 month ration, 10 days of whatever they need, from soap to oil to cooking, salt to everything was made into a kit and we were giving to them. That could stop a lot of people from migrating immediately from Mumbai. Nearly 3 lakh people could hold on at least for month and a half. There was no such chaos. But it's a huge task to accomplish. So people from every walk of life, there are many NGOs who are giving the food also to people who are in need. So for one thing is taking care of the basics, number one. Second is talking to people and filling them with hope. Number two. Third one is the fear factor, which is going to be there for some more time, need to be eliminated. To remove fear from the minds of people, yoga, meditation, breathing, all this will help tremendously. Now, as you know, crisis is the mother of invention too. As entrepreneurs, you can put your mind and heart and see some innovative things, whether it could happen. I can give you some very good example that happened in India. Just, we never had PPEs for doctors and healthcare workers. We were importing them all. And then one of the IAS officer, who is also an art of living teacher, he was made in charge of this procurement. You know what he said? Why would I procure every day 2.5 lakh PPEs? He said, I am going to call industries and ask them to start it. You know, since our own industrialists in this country, our own small and big industries started manufacturing, now we manufacture 2.5 lakh PPEs every day. So in a month's time, all the permissions were given to them, licenses were given to them, funding was given to them in advance, and they could prepare, and we became self-sufficient. Otherwise, we were getting that all from China and Korea and other countries. So this type of innovative spirit at this time of crisis would help a lot. And entrepreneurs like you all can come up with great ideas. You can put together some ideas, how we can do things better, what are the things that we can manufacture here, now, there, locally, so that people can feel that, Atmanirbhar, what the slogan the Prime Minister has given, self-reliance. We can think on that. What do you think? What do you say?
Yeah, no, I think there is a lot that you have talked about here, and clearly those are things to get the economic activity going for sure. And all these are, of course, opportunities for us as well as entrepreneurs here. Uh, if I can just add a slight small addendum to my question, Gurudev,
Yeah.
particularly I'd be very keen to know that while this is going, how do you then also, what's your advice from just from the morality point of view, because these things have happened before. So from the general people, from a morality, what would be your advice as to how societies have come out from these seismic, there are events like this that have disrupted the world. Like you yourself said, this is World War III. So in prior world wars, when everything got annihilated, how did they come out?
Yeah. Oh, one thing is the world has woken up now. I think people know the danger of what you are fighting with something which you can't even see, right? And maybe after some more years or couple of years, another such virus may come in the planet Earth, and then it can create again a havoc. And in these times of crisis, I would say people should have more faith in themselves and faith in the resilience of human race and the teamwork, and we will be able to overcome these challenges. We have overcome in the past. There has been SARS, there has been swine flu, we had plague, in the 40s and 50s, we had plague. People would abandon their villages because there are plagues. Same would happen with tuberculosis. When people had tuberculosis, they were isolated all the time. So this is one such issue, and fortunately, the mortality rate in this is not that high. It's much lower than other viruses, the people who die. So we need to put these pictures in front of people that, look, we have the strength. This is the time to invoke the valor in people and then give them the broader vision of life. Broader vision is see a bigger context to your life. What is that you want to do? How you want to spend your life? What are your priorities? Do we still want to simply exist, or we want to be useful to the society? Some of these, very burning questions can be kindled in the minds of the hearts of people, and this will also help in the environment, environmental causes. People
Sure.
to care for more the planet and its environment.
No, thank you very much for your message for hope and valor. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. Now, all the way from DC, we have, Smita Siddhanti joining us. Smita, with your question, please, the first question that you have.
Yeah, hi, namaskar, Guruji. I don't know, my
Namaskar.
video is not on, Mahavir.
It's
I
okay.
can't, okay. So, namaste, and I met you in Boone last year, so a real pleasure to be again. Thank you for making your time. The bigger burning question these days is that the burning question these days for everybody, those of us who are leading companies, leading people, and entrepreneurs mainly, this is because there's such it's an unusual circumstance. In short, that these times that are so anxious for everybody, the anxiety for success and achievement, and generally all of those who are leading people and leading companies, those anxieties are very natural because of the economic and social situation that's pretty evident to everybody around the world. So the question for you was, how do the sort of quote unquote leaders keep their mind body alignment so they can keep their confidence to move forward? So any guidance from you, Guruji, would be very helpful.
Meditation. I would say that leaders could spend a few minutes in breathing and meditation, breathing exercise and meditation. I tell you, it fills you with so much positive energy. It improves one's intuitive ability, one's innovative spirit. It holds up the innovative spirit. For any intelligent person, two things are needed. One is innovative spirit, another is intuitive knowledge. Intuition is the basis of any creative activity. So even to invest in something, an investor also looks for clarity, and intuition is the best way to take up those things. So intuitive ability, innovative spirit can all be enhanced through meditation, and meditation makes our mind fresh and our focus much clearer. It brings more mindfulness. These days there is a lot of buzz about mindfulness in workplace and all that stuff. But this I have been talking about it since 40 years, that meditation is the way that naturally brings you mindfulness, that naturally uplifts your spirit and keeps your enthusiasm high and your energy high. You see, when you have no energy and when the mind is clogged with negativity, forget about innovation, forget about any dynamic activity that you may want to take up. You just feel like dropping everything out, giving giving some time to oneself. And meditation can bring you such ideas. It's like teaching someone how to fish instead of giving them fishes. You teach someone how to fish. In the same way, meditation can help you to find solution to any critical situation. That's why I again and again emphasize, business leaders, entrepreneurs must spend a few minutes of meditation and at least 4-5 days in a year to rejuvenate body, mind, and spirit. Go into silence, do some meditation, take care of your body, do some yoga, pranayama, and meditation, and all that. It can take us a long way.
Thank
Yeah?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gurudev.
Wonderful, nice talking to you all. After the lockdown, sometime we will physically meet also. Yeah.
Hopefully, yes.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
the best and keep safe, everybody.
You
Okay.
too.
Thank you, Gurudev. Thank you.
Namaskar.
We will have meditation now in a few
Dheeraj?
minutes.
Yes, we can play Love Moves the World, which is a short intro video to Gurudev's work. And then we can have a guided meditation